keep your hands up if you think you're good at mathematics. Oh. Is your half hand going down? Okay, okay. Now, does anybody not like mathematics, but still they're good at it? Okay. Wow, what a neat combination.
Yes.
Right. I love having variety of individuals in here. So I would be bored teaching a group of people that had a total love for all mathematics. I like to have a mixture, okay? Well, I have certain goals for myself for you today, and I'm hoping that you have some goals today too, as well. You see on the board what I have at this point? What we're going to learn? You want to read that for me?
Learning goals.
Okay, so there's the title, right? What is the learning goal?
Use software operations to solve problems.
All right, so I'm reading, he read use 4 operations, I'm reading use 3 operations. Is that what you guys see?
Yes.
Use 1 operation? 2 operations?
Nope.
3 of them? 5?
Nope.
How many?
4.
4 operations.
All 4 of the operations.
Well, those are my words. I'm wondering upon you guys look like you have paper in front of you, right? Can you quickly just write the goal in your own words? If you want to use my words, I'm okay with that. But if you want to use your own words, I'm okay with that too.
I just want to write down my goal.
You don't want to write down your goals?
My goal is to not fall asleep.
Okay, that's one goal to have, right? So if you're laying down, do you think you're going to accomplish your goal? Okay, that's a start. That'll help you not. Okay, so let's make sure you don't fall asleep, okay?
Try not to.
What's the best position you could be in not to fall asleep?
Standing on a rock.
Well, maybe standing.
Standing on a rock.
I've seen horses fall asleep standing. All right. So did you write this down? Looks like you got a pretty good start. Seeing some creative language, it's pretty good. I see some of my words, and that's okay too. That's one goal. I see some excellent penmanship also, excellent writing, looks really good. You want to hard with it? Okay. Can you see the words okay? Okay, great. So you want to use my words or you want to try your words? Oh, there's no question there. I'm just asking, my main question is, can you write the goals that I have up there in your own words? And if you can, that's great. And if you can't, use my words, that's okay. So however you want to do it. If you think my words are good enough, you can use it. If you like your own words, I'm okay with that too. Does it work? Why don't you try 2 words? Most of you are done, some of you aren't quite done, it's okay with you. It looks like you're sitting in neighborhoods of people, right? You're either in pairs or groups like that. I'm okay with you just turning around and looking at each other's goals and reading them to see if it makes sense to you, if they look similar to you or ideas, okay? Can you do that? Let me give you about 20 seconds to do that, okay? I'm starting to count right now in my head. Take a look at each other's goals, even if they're not complete, that's okay, and just see if it makes sense. If you physically want to switch papers, that's okay too. It's important. You might share with them. You have your home? Absolutely. Did you guys talk about it? Okay. The same? Okay. Now, I'd like you to raise your hand if the goal that you read from your partner is totally different from the goal you wrote. See a couple of hands. They're different words for sure. Would you agree? Do they mean the same thing though? You guys think they mean the same thing? Okay. Now, when you have a goal, just like when I asked you if you loved math or if you liked math, we're at different places, right? So some of you may already be accomplishing the goal that you wrote down. Some of you may be really, really far from it, right? Does this look familiar to you? Let's see if I can Anybody know what that is? What is it? What do we use it for? Measure what?
Furniture.
Okay, first, okay, we can measure furniture. I love your thing. Objects, okay? All kinds of things we can measure, right? But when we're measuring the furniture or other objects, what are we actually measuring?
The height.
Could be the height.
Or
the length. Yeah, awesome.
centimeter size.
That's right. We're measuring all these things in a distance, right? Okay. Well, I'd like you to use this idea of measuring something and letting me know where you are right now with your goal. So that's not too hard of an object to draw. You agree? Kind of draw this on your paper. Is that right? You guys agree? Give that a quick sketch, just real fast. Nothing really fancy. Nothing fancy. We're not going to color it or anything. Just real fancy. The most important part is to have something that's like a beginning part and something that's an ending part. And Ms. Dalton, can I write on this? Is that okay?
Yep, go for it.
Great. And can I use this white? This
Yep, use
okay,
all
thank you.
those up there.
So there's always like a starting point when we measure. Would you guys agree? On this, it's right here, but I'm going to put the starting point right here. And then there could be an ending point. Would you guys agree? You okay with that? And just so we're all on the same scale or the same place, let's go from 0 to 10. You okay with that? Now here's the part I can't help you with. You got to do for me, okay? Somewhere you have achieved already the goal that you wrote. You're either at 0 or you're at 10, which means you totally have everything figured out about this goal, or 0, which you know nothing about the goal, or you're likely somewhere in between. Would you agree? Just kind of give it a guess to yourself. Put a guess of where you think you are. Just roughly. You can put it on your paper, you can write it on your schedule. Go ahead.
I'm on the left side of it.
You're on the what?
I'm on the left side of it.
Okay. Well, there's 0, right? Would you agree? Okay, and then here's 10, which you know everything, correct? And then you can just put yourself, yeah, awesome. Looks really good. It's good detail. This is pretty easy for you guys, right? Sorry, I'm in your way. I like your measuring tape there. Looks pretty good. A lot of you have put where you are right now. Getting there. So, if you can, make it really, really clear to yourself and to me where you are right now. Like, put a mark on that measuring tape. Put a mark where you think you are. Excellent. Where would I see where you are? Okay, just take a guess. It's okay, we're just guessing. So this is like, I know nothing about this goal. I know everything about this goal. Where would I be in between? Just take a quick guess. This isn't perfect. We're just guessing, right? Getting an idea. All right. I like what I see here. Now, here's the next thing, that next step, and the last one for this part of it. Where would you like to be in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from now? Put it on that same mark. So you have a place where you're starting, right? Where would you like to be in this goal in about 30 to 40 minutes from now, by the time we're down here? Go ahead and put that on there. So let me see where you are. Where you show me. Awesome. And where you, hey, I like that way you're using your numbers there. That's really good. Like that too. You guys have some pretty ambitious goals. I like that. Okay. You know what you just did? You just told me what I need to do. I need to help you get to that goal. Would you agree? But I don't think I can do it myself. Who's willing in here to help each other to meet that goal? Okay, only about half of you. So are you willing to help? Okay. Who's at least willing to help themselves? No? Who thinks they might need help from someone else? Okay. And because let me tell you something, I'm going to do my best, but you know who's really going to make that goal happen? You're right. It's you, correct? Now, quickly, within just like some quick hits, just kind of yell these out to me, it's okay. What are ways in which you think you can meet that goal?
Practice.
Huh?
Practice.
Oh, you got Cheerios in your mouth. Lucky Charms. So get those swallowed, then I'll like to listen to you.
Practice.
Practice, okay. There's one way, right? We got to practice the right thing, probably, correct? Okay, I'm ready to do that. I think it helps us practice. What else do you think you need me to help me do? Is it just say practice and that's it? Okay, what's not quite?
I guess it does take determination.
Okay, so if I give you some practice, you're going to give me back your word. I like your word. What is it? Determination, right? So if I give her some practice, she's determined to try to do the problems. What about you?
Also study.
Huh?
Study.
Study? Okay. Would that be kind of related to each other? The study and the determination?
Yeah.
Okay. The determination, what's an easy word for determination? How about if I start you off? Try.
Try. Try something.
Try.
Trying.
Trying, okay. Now I'm okay with that. Let's put a adjective. How do we want to try? Try easy?
Try harder.
Try hard? Okay. Okay. Well, let's get going with it, right? So we need to practice this goal. Learning how to navigate this guy a little bit. We need to practice this, right? To meet your goal, correct? All right. Now, any of you like secrets in math?
Here.
Any of you, not tricks, but like well-known things or not so well-known things, right? But right now, he's on his main goal, correct? Okay. What, do you know any of them? What would you want to know?
Subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division.
Okay, well, he just took all your guys' answers. Is that very nice of him?
Yeah.
Say to him, say, hey, share the wealth.
Share the
Oh, louder than that.
Share the wealth.
Okay. They want you to share the wealth.
You're good. Even the rest of the questions.
Okay, all right. Forward operations, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. In fact, I can share something with you. If I give you two numbers, your mind automatically wants to do something with them, right? Okay, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Whatever your mind is doing. I gave you two numbers, you want to do something with them. What do you want to do with them?
Oh, 8 and 4? I can meet
Right.
so I can do anything.
You guys are pretty fast. Yes, I like this. You guys are on your way to your goal. Now, I see a combination of things. I see some people adding them together. I see a few people subtracting them. I see some dividing them and some multiplying them. A couple of you are doing all four,
Okay.
which is fine.
I got my answer.
Well, I want you to understand something for the rest of your life. Okay, this is pretty intense to say this. You will never ever be able to do anything more with two numbers than these four things, ever. But even if you go all the way to calculus in high school, you'll still only do two things, or four things, with two numbers. Every time you see two numbers, you should always be thinking, I gotta make a decision. To me, you meeting your goal is you making a decision. Does that make sense? Your determination is the determination to make a good decision, okay? Sometimes we add these numbers, sometimes we subtract them, sometimes we divide them, and sometimes we multiply them, right? But how do we know when to do it? Well, if I say, hey, do what you want, it doesn't matter, right? But there's times when we have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide them. Would you agree? And so just giving you two numbers isn't enough, is it? If you are reading a problem, what are some words that you would hear that would make you do this to it? Just give me some words. If you're reading a problem, what are some words? Yeah, go ahead.
Adam.
Adam, that would be easy, right? Someone that says, hey, Adam, we know we're going to put this, right? Other words, yes.
Sum.
Sum is another one, right? Because the sum is the answer to the addition problem, right? What's another one? Oh, you're not going to sleep at the end, right? We got to keep you on your goal. All right, go ahead. Okay, there's good language, right? Yes? Yes, right. Yeah, total of all, right? So you guys are well coached by your teacher here. There's many words, right? That's the main point. There's all kinds of different words, right? In fact, there's way more than we can probably ever memorize. But we're looking for words that just kind of makes think that, okay, we gotta add something. Now when we add a number, think of the number line for a second. When we add a number to another number, if I add 4 to 80, the first number tells me where I'm at the number line. What does the next number tell me? So think of a number line in your mind. Think of a number line. If you don't want to do it in your mind, just write it down. It's okay. Just draw a straight line. It's quick and easy. Always do that. Just a quick line. All right. Your line might want to have a 0 on it. It doesn't have to be sophisticated. Don't put all these little marks. Just a quick little thing, right? You might have a 0 so you know where you're at, right? And then put 80 on there. Now if I add 4, am I going to be in the same place in the number line?
No.
What do you think? You who hate math. No, okay, so am I going to be at the left of the number or the right of the number? Yeah, so in general, anytime I have a number and I'm adding on the number line, which direction am I going? Forward or right? Either way, correct? What if I'm subtracting? Correct? Or it's going to be a lesser number, correct? What if I'm multiplying? Right. Depends on the big number, right? And what about division?
Go back a lot.
So we're constantly moving on the number line. Would you agree? All right. You know what? I think that's all the background you guys need. You've told me that you have a strong background. You ready? And we got these general rules, right? If I see two numbers, I got to decide what?
To divide, multiply, or add.
That's correct. And there's a lot of different ways we can do all this, right? Okay. You said you want to practice, correct?
Yes.
Let's start practicing. All right. Now here's my only instructions on this. I'd like you to think about the decisions you're making and why for one of the four operations, okay? You might be using one, you might be using two, you might be using all four for all I know, okay? But I'd like you to mostly make a decision on what words am I looking at that's making me think. Am I adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Does that make sense? Okay? So you get 15 seconds for your own, and then I need you to work in your little groups, okay? 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12. Making a decision on what words I'm looking at that's making me add, subtract, multiply. You don't have to do the addition or the subtraction, multiplication, division. Just like, which operation am I doing? That's all you gotta decide. 5 more seconds. Okay, now you can work with each other. And all you're doing when you're working with each other is comparing your answers and telling each other why, okay? You see two numbers? Can you see two numbers? Can you see two numbers? Okay, you just write down the two numbers. You start. Awesome, good start. What's that?
We all got the same thing.
Yeah. Pick any of the two numbers up there. That's okay. Something that helps me a lot is when you guys are talking to each other, I like to hear you talk to each other, okay? It's helped me understand what kind of decision you're making. So I need to hear you talk to each other about why you think it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's one of those for the two numbers you pick, but why? Well, you don't have to tell me. I'd like you to talk to her. You guys know each other?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You sure? How long have you been sitting next to each other? Just today? A week? 2 weeks? Okay. You guys certainly know each other by now, right? Oh, really? You know his name? Okay, that's a good start. That's better than what I know. I don't even know his name. What's his name? Graham? Okay, you know her name? What's her name? Monica. Graham, Monica? Can you tell each other what you did to choose? Okay. like that
Some more
reasoning,
stuff.
You're a hard worker, I can tell. Nice writing. Have you guys talked to each other about why
Took
it's
it from
ads?
across. Okay, that's a strategy.
What's the reasons? Awesome. What's your name? Very good. Thank you.
I wish I could just have a movie of your brain, dude.
Did you already solve it?
All right, I like your numbers. And you started to add them, right? What's his name? Dylan? Is that right? Have you told Dylan why you decided to add those numbers? You can tell him. Just why did you decide to add? Did you decide to add also? Okay. So you both made the same decision, right? Now let's kind of find out if you made the decision for the same reasons. Can you do that? Awesome. You know it, by the way? You know it? That's what you Huh? Melrose. That's a nice thing. I like it. You know Dylan,
What do
right?
you think of
You
you do
guys talk
first?
to each other about why you decided to add?
First you add them together, and then you subtract the 7.75 from the number you get.
Why do you do that?
Yeah,
Because you saved 75 cents by using a
Very
coupon.
nice words. Good words.
What do you think the answer is?
B.
All right. Does she know that? Aubrey, do you know this? Oh, okay. Did you add? Are you adding? Okay. Guess what, you guys? You don't need me to even tell you the answer. Every one of you, no matter how smart you think you are or how smart you don't think you are, have the same answer. How could your answer be wrong if you're all the same? And it could happen, but I like your reasoning. That's more important, right? You have good reasons why you chose that plus sign between the first two numbers. Does that make sense? That looks really good. Now, but there's more than two numbers up here. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So, what are we doing with these first two numbers? You guys all have the same answer.
Adding.
You're adding them, right? That produces a new number. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Now we have two new numbers to work with, don't we? So the first two gave us what number? You can throw it out to me, it's okay.
1158.
1158, 1,158?
No.
Oh,
No.
but that's what 1158 is. Or is it 1158 a.m. or p.m.? Okay.
$11. It's 11.
Okay, $11.58 or 11 and 58 100s, or I heard that. I'm okay with either of those answers. That's okay with me, okay? That's a new number, isn't it? Now we got that number to work with, correct? Now we're going to take that number and work with what other number?
75.
Okay, and a lot of you have done that already, okay? The rest of you go ahead and do that, it's okay. But what's more important to you to meet your goal is this. It's not that you're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You want to know why you're doing that. Does that make sense? That's what's going to get you to your goal. Why am I deciding to add, subtract, multiply, divide? What do I see in the problem that makes me want to do that? That's the main thing you're trying to learn. Are you with me?
No. Yes.
Okay? And the only way you're really going to learn that is not by telling it to you, but by you telling it to each other. Does that make sense? So you must do that step. So go ahead and make your decision, and then talk to each other about why you made that decision. You with me? Go ahead. What part of it is that?
Subtracting because you have a coupon
You
of
know what part?
75
What's your name?
And then it also says that $7.99 and
That looks
some
really
blue
good.
for
Hey, you're asking
$69.
That looks really
He
good.
saved 75.
I like that.
So you would know.
You don't want to join any other group?
You would use mental
Okay,
math
that's
and you would know that it would be
Okay.
adding
Hey,
and
I like your
subtracting.
start. Now you can do this finish. Can you do that?
Good thinking.
So,
Eliana, do you agree?
Hi world.
you know what? I would love to hear how you did it, but you don't tell me. I'd like you to tell these two how you did it. Can you hear that? Okay, go ahead. tell those two things in your whole group? So because they probably all agree with you, right? She's kind of like the leader of this group. I'm kind of telling you, right? You can't be, but she's taking the leadership. I didn't tell her to be a leader. She's just taking it. So if you want to be a leader, you know how to do what she probably does, and that is she can use the words and to persuade the answer, correct? So why don't you both talk to these two who haven't heard your reasoning, right? Okay. Now, we'll listen to this, okay? And see if you agree, okay? And then I'm gonna come back to you a little bit and ask you, do you agree or disagree? You okay with that? All right. Okay, you two, have you talked to each other about why you made the decision? You haven't talked to each other about it? You're trying to get the answers, right? You have 1168, right? You have 1168 also? No, you need to get that part.
If you use mental math, you would know that it would be 1168, and then when you subtract from the answer that you previously had.
Just write them down. Start with that, okay? And then make it I don't care which one it is. Add, subtract, there you go. So you have it, right? So what I want to happen is, I want you to tell her why you decided to multiply, and you tell her why you decided to use it. Does that make sense? That's the conversation. Can you do that?
1168.
Dylan, how's she doing?
Do you know it because
Is she? How's Dylan?
$7.99, like you buy
Okay, you guys think you got it?
roll of craft paper
All
for
right. Can you come over here and join these two for a quick second? Talk to them about how you
and
did?
she buys it, she gets a coupon for that. And one coupon gives you more money. Your coupon is to take off, so that would be.
All right. I know that some of you are in the middle of your conversation. Some of you haven't finished yet. I'm okay with that. Okay, I gotta move on with you because I need you. I have to have the goal of you to get to certain problems because you said we gotta practice, right? Is practice one problem? Not enough? Would you agree? Then let's do another one. Okay. Let's go after it. Here we go. And what I'm evaluating is I'm trying to listen for certain language of why you put a plus sign down there, why you put a minus, why you put a subtraction, division. This time you guys need to go back and do your division, okay? You can just sit there and talk to each other for about it. Stay right here, okay? Actually, you want me to help your desk here? Sorry if I move your desk. I'll help you with it. Here you go. You have a seat right there. Before I can go ahead and copy, okay? In other words, I don't want you to individually just put a plus sign circle. You guys are going to do it together. Does that make sense? Make the decision together. Okay. Here's the thing about this. You guys have good goals, but you're not talking enough. Does that make sense? Don't worry about working the problem. What I want you to worry about is making the decision of either it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Does that make sense? See, you can make that decision with like 10, 15 seconds. You get what I'm saying? So what I want you talking about is why did I decide to add, multiply, divide, or subtract? Does that make sense? Give that a try, okay? So, and I promise you'll make your goal if you start talking about why you made that decision. You okay with that? All right, let's hear you talk. You guys got good words. Go ahead. You got a really good word. So go ahead.
And if you're adding, it would be less, right? Because it would be a higher number than November, but it's greater. So
This would be a feel for how much practice.
Yeah, we can could be late.
Just so you know, I'm pacing about 4 minutes probably to start pacing. That's why I'm pushing it. Does that make sense? And by pushing that, you're not going to finish. They're going to slowly learn that the main part of this is to make the decision. So I'm not getting bogged down with them completing it. Does that make sense? Some of them are completing it because they're getting faster and faster. But my sub goal for them is I need to do this in 4 minutes. Does that make sense? So I'm not spending all day doing that, right? But the crux of the problem is make the decision. That's right. That's where I'm emphasizing. They're kind of getting trained to do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Are they concerned that a kid just left the room?
Bathroom.
Okay. Just want to make sure. I thought, okay, I'm done with this guy. All right, Henry, you giving us some wisdom there? Okay, Henry's pretty fast with his mathematics. Did you guys notice that? Yeah, he makes fast decisions. Yeah, sounds good. All right, you know what? I don't even take the time to check this answer. You know why? Because I really love the reasons you guys are making for making your decisions, right? So we're going to do some more practice because, what's your name again?
Graham.
Graham. Thank you, Graham. Graham has told us, and I totally agree with him, and I hope you agree with him too, that we're going to make our goals with what? Remember what he said? Practice, exactly. Now, we practiced 2 problems now. Is that enough practice to make our goals?
No.
Okay, so we've got to keep going. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right. Now I'm about to show another one. What's the first thing you have to do when you see this? When you see the problems?
Think.
Yeah. Who said that? Where's that word? Man after my own heart. Yes, to think. You want to hear a really cool word that means the same thing as think? Cogitate.
That's a big word. I'm just gonna say.
Oh, it's kind of big. Yeah. Cogitate. You guys can say it. What do you say? How do you say it? Cogitate. Try your best to spell it. Don't worry about it if it's not perfect. Just give it a shot. Cogitate. Give the cogitate a shot. Just try it. It's okay. Cogitate. However it sounds to you. This is the. Yeah. Well. Very good. So now this cogitate sound. Very good. Very good. All right. So cogitate means the exact same thing as to think. It's the same word. I mean, sorry, 2 different words for the same thing, right? Okay, we're gonna move on with our math, but before we do, can I ask you guys for a commitment? You sound doubtful. Can I ask you guys for a commitment?
Yeah.
You will use that word cogitate after you leave this class at least 3 or 4 times today.
okay.
All right? Look for that word. You can do it at break, lunch, recess. We can do other classes, other subjects. Okay? Use the word cogitate 3 times. It'll become part of your vocabulary the rest of your life. Okay? All right. So, yes, the next problem is you start off by cogitating, right? All right. Now, that cogitation is going to be a decision. Would you agree? We got to make a decision. We have 4 options for our decision. What are they again?
Multiplication, adding, subtraction, and division.
Right. And we're looking for things that'll help us make that decision, correct? Quickly. All right, let's give it a shot. Here we go. Take you guys up to a little bit higher level now, okay? Let's give this a shot. Go ahead. You know I'm going to move on quickly after this. You're trying to move. You're trying to make that decision.
It's either multiplication or division because this is each. No. It's multiplication.
Yeah, it's multiplication. Wait, but there is equal groups because they
Notice
use
how when she
four
talks,
sheets of
she
paper
talks
every
a lot.
time they do it. That's what. So it's
Try it.
multiplication.
Not everybody has to do that. Just give it a try. Does that make sense? It's okay to talk out loud. Everybody's doing it.
Do we know the total? Yes, we're doing division.
We know the total. We know the total. Are you making equal groups? Yes. So it's division.
Yeah, we're doing division.
I'm already done.
What are y'all thinking? I know it. What are y'all thinking?
Well,
Hello. How you doing?
are getting
Who are you?
checked on multiplication or division.
What's your name?
Because
Noah.
it says
Is that right?
to make 4 sheets
Right.
of
Who do you
paper
hang out with,
each,
Noah, in here? Who do you usually sit with?
and there are 300 sheets of paper.
Okay. Well, pick a group. I don't care which one. You can join us. All right.
And
Hey, it looks like this group wants you over here. All right, I've given you 30 seconds, which is probably 15 more seconds than you even needed. All right? Okay. I need to hear language. I need to hear you guys talking to each other about why you're deciding to add, subtract, multiply, divide. Okay? Need to hear that.
It was neat to see Ryan like work through what to do, and then he looked at your.
I love that poster. It's my favorite thing ever. Okay. What made you decide to divide?
You know what you guys need?
and like 4 sheets of paper were used. Each flower was four sheets of paper were used each flower. And we don't need to take into factor some 5 classes because that's an extra number they jumble in there to try and confuse you.
So you know the total, and we're making equal groups.
And each class makes 75 flowers.
You know him?
That's what I got.
Catch you?
That's what I got too. I would agree.
Where do you usually sit, Cassie? Okay, Cassie, do me a favor. Pick any group you want, except that group, and you can sit with them. Okay? And they'll catch you up. We're just practicing problems. We're just practicing some problems. Okay? But go ahead and join a group. There's a nice seat right there. Who's sitting there? Okay, well, we'll find a place. That's what happens with these, right? Cassie, go ahead and just grab that seat. All right, there you go. You guys catch up now? No, you good? Are you good? Okay, then you get the back here for the seat. All right, let's. What's that? Oh, I need to work with them. I really like your language. So when they give answers,
How do you think you solve it?
We divide it.
Did you already get an answer?
Because there's 5 fourth grade classes, and it's asking how many flowers do each fourth grade class make. So, yeah. What'd you get?
all right, we're going to move on to another problem, but I want to just share some things I'm hearing common in all your groups. Does that make sense? Different people are saying this. Okay? I like the fact that you guys are focusing on certain key words in here, and you're translating those words into what's happening, all right? There's only 2 people doing something that I wish the rest of you would do though.
What?
Okay?
What?
2 of you are translating these words into pictures, which is awesome. It's really smart to do that. Real mathematicians do that. Okay? So when we go on this problem here, okay, instead of just choosing the symbol, add, subtract, multiply, divide, I'd like you to give me some form of a picture that shows that. That's a bigger challenge. Does that make sense? But you'll beat your goal better if you can think about the words you use, the symbols you use, and the pictures you use. You get that? I need you to repeat those 3 things for me. The words we use, the operation that we use, or the symbol, and the picture. One more time, 3 things. What's the first?
Operation.
Words we use,
The operation.
the operation.
And the picture.
Yeah, any math problem that you do in this class, if you can do those 3 things, you know for sure you know it to its deepest level. Those 3 things. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I see 2 of you already in the picture mode, even though there's words. Does that make sense? So it's your stronger mathematics if you can think of a picture and quickly sketch it as you're working the problem, right? So, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds, quickly sketch a picture on what you know right now, and then just show it to each other to see if you have the same picture. I'm kind of curious. Draw your own picture, and then compare it.
How would you draw a picture? What was the action they were doing here?
Pretty fast for us to impressed. Okay, so we're drawing a picture of the words. Okay, so you missed the beginning of the problem, it's okay? You got a question on the picture. So, what's the operation that you're saying? The operation? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Which one did you decide on the problem? Did you decide words, subtraction, multiplication? Okay, perfect. So you got both, right? So you're probably going to do 2 pictures, right? So that's what you're trying to do. What picture of multiplication and subtraction? Awesome. So just do the picture. No, are you getting caught up already? How you doing? Okay. Can you draw that in a picture? All right. I like that.
Did you finish your picture? Can you come explain it to me?
Yeah, seed, chirping, tree, and then bam, bam, paper flowers and paper drop from the sky. And then they used the corpses of the tree. The papers line up in a horizontal line. They used the corpses of the tree as a division line. And then the flowers is over here. So writing.
So some of you are great artists in here. We don't need details of the art, just quick picture. Does that make sense? To kind of show us that, hey, this is what my brain thinking. This is where I'm thinking of the picture of this, okay? I see some good pictures. I see a lot of creative ones also.
I feel like numbers is way easier.
So on your pictures, on your very test. Hey, okay. So we have some pictures here, right? Okay, there's a simple picture. But think about when you use groups. So where's the problem? Where's the conversation? So you're dividing. What's too much in dividing? Which two numbers are dividing? Awesome. So you need 2 pictures, right? Where's your multiplication picture?
Say it.
And then I do the I'll pull up another shirt.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Because you look frustrated.
First of all, show me the. Sorry, there. What about your?
Want to sit right here? So you can sit by him?
Okay, so show me, first of all, start from the two numbers.
Or we can have a chair right here. You want to sit by them? You pick. Okay. Okay.
I'd like to talk about this for a little bit, okay? Because I see you guys kind of struggling with the picture part. That's okay. We're just trying to learn. What does 300 times 4 even mean? Can I do 300 times 4 using addition? Okay, for those of you saying yeah, I'm hearing half of you say yes, half of you say no. For those who say yeah, you can. How would I use addition to accomplish 300 times 4? What would I be adding? I'd be adding 300 4s, correct? That's a lot of pictures. Would you agree?
Yeah.
What's an easier picture than 300 4s?
4 300.
4 300s. I can do either one. Would I get the same answer?
Yeah.
Let's try that picture. Show me that I'm taking 4. I'm sorry, I'm taking 300 and making 4 of it. Show me that picture. You getting it? I like your picture. Now, I'm assuming something about your 4 squares. What does each square represent?
The sheet.
Okay. There you go. So you got 4 sheets, right? Now we have to take care of that 300 part. What do we got to do with those 4 sheets? So I like your picture for the 4 sheets. Now we got to figure out the 300 part. Is you ready? What do we have to do with these 4 sheets? What do we have to do with your picture to get 300? Beck, you want a different picture? Okay. You know, it's amazing. You guys are all pretty much drawing the same picture right now, which is fine. It just kind of gives me an understanding that you have a pretty good idea. Okay, so we say picture. We can use, what are you using? Square or what are you using? Okay, so that's kind of like a picture. It's kind of like a way of showing.
Circle, heart,
So, perfect. Very good. Excellent.
Okay, but if we had to draw it as a picture instead of doing the standard algorithm, what would you do to draw this as a picture?
Good job. Now that picture right there, that part of it has to do with one. Did you go to the book and circle it? What's that one?
Okay, what's the fourth item?
What is the circle? Let's see.
But how many times 4 does it happen?
So, circle the one right there. That tells me what. Can you do that?
What does that give us? Are you gonna use the magic of zeros, or are you gonna use the standard?
So far, we have 4 sheets of paper, right? Now, how do we make this part happen in our picture? What do we have to do? Yeah. Go ahead and put them in there. So maybe you're just writing 300 right there on the picture. That's okay. Yeah. Yep. I really like that reasoning. That's really good thinking. That's really good cognitive. Huh? But let me ask this question in general. You can just show me by hands. Right now, where you are at this point, is it? Raise your hand if it's to the right of where you started. Only 3 of you. So look at your picture of your goal. You have marked on there where you are at right now, your guess, correct? And so I'm curious if you're to the right of where you started, or forward from where you started. That's all I want to know. Confident that Ms. Dalton will probably give you that practice in the future. Does that make sense? Real soon. So you'll get that goal, okay? Okay, I'm about to leave. All of this goal was really around one word. We're using 4 operations, but what did you really do? What's the one word that you did over and over and over again in all your problems? Yes? Yeah, you tried, right? And you tried to cogitate. You tried to think. So you already have, but you had to use the word 3 times after this class. So she just said cogitate 5 times. Okay, so this is now, but after this class. So the main thing was to make a decision. Does that make sense? So your thinking, your cogitation was to make a decision. What was the basis of your decision? You had to decide, add, subtract, multiply, or divide, right? What was the basis of that decision? What did you use to make the decision of whether to add, subtract, multiply, or divide?
Your brain?
You use your brain, but what did you use in the problem? You used words, right?
Pictures.
Pictures, excellent. These are the tools we use. Does that make sense? We could use tables, we could use other different things, right? Okay. Well, sorry my time is out. I hope it was beneficial to you.